Hello, my friend, and thank you for tuning in. I do want to warn you before you get much further into it that this video is different than our usual programming. This video, it's an annual tradition I have where I kind of show you behind the scenes. I let you know what's going on with my life, with the business, and I let you know where we're headed in the months and year to come. So if you're not interested in that behind the scenes, then feel free to skip this video. But if you are interested, we are going to get kind of real, and I'm going to let you know what's been going on. So I usually do these videos every summer. So I did a year 1 update, year 2 update, and now we are basically at year 3.5 because I'm recording this in the middle of November. So we're a little late this year. And I think part of the reason for that is because I have been dealing with burnout. And I just watched my previous yearly update videos to kind of see what I talked about in those. And I realized I mentioned feeling burnt out a year and a half ago. And in the video, I'm like, I'm going to Florida to see our family, a little beach vacation for a few days or whatever it was. And when I get back, I'm going to be fully restored and not burnt out and ready to go. And I realized it doesn't really work like that. I realized, I was very organized around work, as you all can imagine, especially those of you who have been here since the beginning. All the time I used to get like, how are you doing all of this stuff? Like, how are you doing so many different things at once? And it's because I was like living, eating, breathing instructional design. And it was really exciting and motivating, especially as like the business is growing and we're helping more people and like I'm achieving some of my financial goals. But this year, it really hit me and I started to feel like a hypocrite. I'm like, we're helping all these people come from education or these different roles where they're feeling burnt out. And we're helping them get these instructional design roles where they can work less, have better work-life balance, and kind of escape that burnout. But then I realized like, I'm helping people escape that burnout, but I'm also feeling burnt out and I don't have really great work-life balance myself. So it felt kind of hypocritical. And especially, like I said, with the business growing financially, I'm like, I'm achieving my financial goals. Like, I get I'm not working a ton of hours a week. Like I wasn't working, 60 hours a week or anything like that, but I was thinking about work and thinking about the business at least 60 hours a week. So like I said, I was very organized around it. And when I wasn't working, I was feeling guilty about not working, or I was trying to like problem solve like work issues in my head when I'm trying to like relax and watch a movie at night or like over dinner or honestly, I couldn't escape it. Like I didn't have really healthy balance around it or boundaries around it, I should say. I'm always checking Slack and emails and there was no end of the workday. So it's been a journey and therapy has helped a lot of like reorganizing myself to have a more balanced life and like giving myself more space from the business so that I can spend some quality time with my wife or, do hobbies or actually get back into going to the gym. So I'm at a better spot than ever in huge things. And wouldn't have been possible without my team, because instead of disappearing, my team is stepping up, the team is growing, and we are helping more people than ever. It's just not Devlin Peck, the person, it's Devlin Peck, the team. So it has been a journey. I'm realizing like burnout, you don't just heal from burnout after like taking a few days off and then getting right back to it. Like it's something that is affecting me still now. Like, when I think about even doing this video, it's like, it kind of triggers that old burnout where every week I'm like, okay, I need to have this next video planned and ready, as well as a live event, as well as an article. And like, it wasn't sustainable and it's not sustainable. And if I want to be around and try to make an impact for the long run, I really needed to set these boundaries. So thank you everyone who is like bore with me. You bared with me throughout all of that. Like, I know there were some road bumps as I was trying to build my team and scale that support and transition from Devlin Peck as an individual to Devlin Peck as a 10 plus person team, and getting communication from different people on the team. So it has been a big change. And that has been my focus nowadays. Like my focus is on empowering my team and scaling the process I was using like individually without even really realizing it, and making it so that my very skilled and competent team can also carry forward these different tasks. And no single one of us is like alone to handle all of the stuff that goes into running this kind of a business. So I mentioned earlier, like therapy has helped a lot, and just doing some soul searching and I guess like some self-analysis and realizing like I had this subconscious belief that like if I wasn't being productive, I'm worthless. Like if I wasn't being productive, I'm letting people down. People are going to turn on me. My whole business is going to collapse, and I'm going to, have no money, and I'm going to lose my house. It was like catastrophizing. But yeah, once I had that breakthrough, it's like, I am a worthwhile human just for like existing and breathing air. I don't have to be working or thinking about work 24/7 or else I'm like some massive failure. Like that's what I've been working on. I mean, I know some of you can relate to that. I mean, I think it's pretty prevalent in like, especially in the US, like as part of our society. And I've seen a lot of other people struggle with that as well. So if you are in Portland and you want any therapist recommendations, let me know. I also can, the type of therapy that's really been helping me is called internal family systems. So for those of you who are looking for a therapist or anything like that, that's been helping me a lot. And it's been probably one of the best investments I've made in my life. So that's been helpful. And then it's just been really hard, like transitioning from doing everything myself to empowering my team to do that, because there's a fear involved. It's like, okay, if I don't do things exactly how I would do them, things might all fall apart and people are going to be really upset and it's going to come crashing down. But that couldn't have been further from the truth, because my team sees things that I don't see. My team has experience that I don't have. And so that has been a journey too, like slowly trusting more and more and more. It's like, wait, this can grow beyond me. These people are really smart and capable, and I don't want to get in their ways. I just want to help guide them however I can. So I guess what that means, and what you've probably already seen, is like I'm not going to be doing the weekly YouTube videos. Like at least not right now. It doesn't feel sustainable for me, but we will aim to have weekly videos going live. And you've probably already seen Robbie Christian sharing these hiring manager insights, and Sabrina Gonzalez diving into Figma with you and some good AI tools, and Nathan helping people work through some of the feelings that educators face when they're transitioning into instructional design. So I'm really empowering the team to share content and help people on the channel. I feel like we're in a good spot where we can really invest in that and make space for the team to do that. So if you have any feedback about that or any requests, or if you've been enjoying it, please leave a comment letting me know how that has been. I know, again, it's a big change from Devlin every week to now it's like different people on Devlin's team every week. Seems like y'all are enjoying it. But yeah, let me know. So yeah, I am still here. I just may not be as public. Like I still have these feelings and these drives. Like like sometimes when I'm just doing something, like doing dishes or something, I'll get these ideas. I'll be like, oh, I want to create this like really specific e-learning game, and I'll do a series of live events showing how I build it. And then I will, turn it into YouTube videos, and like, I'll have these really big ideas. And then I have to kind of stop myself. And it's like, wait, Devlin, like you don't need to get yourself all like worked up and stressed out over like doing this big project yourself. You have a team now. You can empower someone on your team to do these pieces. Like the whole ship doesn't rely on you. It's like, I'm helping steer the ship, but also I have a lot of people on my team who are helping steer and sail the ship. So it's very much a joint effort nowadays. And yeah, that's been my like personal professional development goal, has been around empowering my team, kind of giving up some control and just seeing what great stuff we can make happen as a unit, instead of this lone wolf Devlin that I was before, where I have to do everything myself, and just being really afraid of kind of giving up that control. So thank you again. I've been talking a lot about the team and that process for me, just because that has been such a big part of my life. But I do talk a lot about the team, so I want to like formally introduce you to the members of the team if you don't know who the team is. So first, I have to, of course, shout out my wonderful wife, Taylor. She's been with me every step of the way since we were 20 years old, and she's helped me make all sorts of decisions from big to small around the business. And I honestly may not have even been in the instructional design field if it wasn't for talking out this, big question of what do I want to do with my life with Taylor. So yeah, she's heard me out every step of the way and honestly helped me get into this field in the first place. Nathan Wolf, he's my right-hand guy. He helps run like every aspect of the business. He's taken so much stuff off of my plate. And I honestly feel like if I had to disappear for like 3 or 6 months, like Nathan could kind of keep the ship going. The whole team knows Nathan. He works with everyone. So really helpful on the operations front. And he's honestly worn probably like 1,000 different hats. And I don't know what title can even encompass all of that. So thank you, Nathan. Has helped give me so much space back in my life. Nicole Stevens, one of the first bootcamp pros who went through the bootcamp, built a really successful freelance business of her own, and started helping shape the bootcamp with the feedback she gives, the process improvements she's helped make. She's just a really good, experienced instructional designer all around, and the bootcamp would not be what it is today without her. And now she's even growing her own coaching and consulting business, which we are super excited about and supportive of. Robbie Christian, another really early bootcamp pro who's helped shape the program. He's the bootcamp coordinator now, so he is really stepping up and helping us make sure we have a direct line with a wide network of hiring managers, so that we're always improving the bootcamp based on exactly what hiring managers are looking for. And yeah, you've probably seen him on the channel sharing some of those insights with you all. So Robbie is great if you haven't met him. Joanna, another early bootcamp pro. She is our resident resume interview LinkedIn expert. She's helped a lot of people from the bootcamp land roles with some really strong resumes. And she actually moved to Portland, like 2 blocks from my wife and I. So we've become really good friends with Joanna outside of the business, and we hang out with her, a few times a week. So we are really happy that she moved here. We also have Sabrina Gonzalez, who has been an amazing help. She's one of our newer bootcamp pros, and we're just super impressed with everything she does. She has a lot of initiative. She's helping so many bootcampers one-on-one and create some really high-quality deliverables. She's a super fast learner, so we are really grateful that Sabrina joined the team, and I honestly can't really imagine the bootcamp without Sabrina at this point. So really glad to have you, Sabrina. If you've had the chance to work with her or watch her videos, you probably see what I mean. And then Scott as well, our resident storyline pro, who is also helping people through the bootcamp. He's run these storyline workshops every single week. So really nice having someone with that level of commitment, that level of storyline expertise. And he landed a really good full-time job as an instructional designer at a school district. And he still makes so much time for us in the bootcamp and guiding our boot campers to similar roles. So thank you, Scott. We really appreciate you. And the Storyline Project Lab would be nowhere near as great as it is if it wasn't for you. And then we have Tyler Abel, who has been a massive help. A lot of you have probably spoken to her. She's helped so much with helping people learn about instructional design, learn about what we can provide, help people get enrolled in the bootcamp, and just responding to so many questions from the community. She's really taken that stress off my plate of like feeling like I need to respond to every email. So Nathan and Tyler have been doing a great job at that. And then Tyler is going through the bootcamp herself now to see what kind of impact she wants to make beyond the impact she's already made. So we're going to see if we can keep her involved in any way we can, because she does really great work. And then our video production team, so to call it, Walter. If you like the thumbnails, you'll love Walter. He does a great job with them. He's been doing them ever since I stopped doing them. So thank you, Walter, for the always timely thumbnails. And then Denise, such a good video editor, so fast. Again, we can get some raw footage to her, and then the next morning, or honestly even like later that day, it's already ready to go. So it's really helpful having a team who can work so quickly and effectively when we do have some raw footage coming in like the day before it needs to get published, because that does happen sometimes. We also appreciate, Brandy, of course, how could I forget Brandy? Brandy Muse has been helping a lot behind the scenes, build out the ID Project Lab, helping a lot with social media development. And just recently she finished the bootcamp and landed a super meaningful role at a children's hospital. So she's still going to be helping us with the ID Project Lab and some course development, but she landed a role, and we're all really proud of her for that and happy for her around that. And then also any other freelancers or agencies we work with. Again, the team has just grown a lot. Like, I don't know how many minutes I've just been talking about this, but it's grown. And then there are team members who are like leading teams that I don't even interact with directly. So it's amazing seeing how things have scaled. And again, the space it's given me like in my personal life. And I really, really appreciate that. And we are also always hiring. So we're hiring new bootcamp pros, we're hiring new community support specialists, and we have our eyes set on some even bigger projects that we're going to need to hire people for. So we're always growing. Hopefully that continues to be the case. And I'm just happy to be a part of it. And I hope you are as well. So again, let me know in the comments what this transition has been like for you. If you have any feedback, we really appreciate it. But I just want to thank you for sticking with us and sticking with me throughout all of these changes as the business and the channel grows. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so moving on to our content, we have some good stuff coming for you. We have the ID industry survey data. We have a handful of different reports we're building from that. We had over 1,600 responses of current IDs, aspiring IDs, and instructional design hiring managers. And we are doing some like deep analyses and like sharing some practical tips to make sure that not only can you see the data, but you can also make sure that you are leveraging the data in a way that's going to help you do your job better or break into the field more easily. So that's going to be coming here on the channel and on the main website. We're also, of course, keeping an eye on the latest AI developments. There have been some really cool chat GPT updates, and I really want to create some content for you around how we can leverage that as an instructional designer. And then we have the Figma playlist that's going. That's been kind of a gap on the channel. It's a really good tool for visual design, and Sabrina is spearheading that, creating a really comprehensive playlist to help you learn Figma from A to Z, essentially, and do everything that you would need to do as an e-learning designer. So that's coming. And then we're also just really committing to helping educators become instructional designers. So that mostly looks like people who are coming from a teaching or college professor background, but really we're finding there are a lot of people in all different types of roles who are passionate about education, but who don't want that traditional like classroom experience where they deal with some things that aren't super great for the teachers, like mental health, to put it lightly. And if you're a teacher, you probably know what we're talking about. But that I feel like is the most rewarding, helping people transition from these roles where they maybe are feeling burnt out or overworked or underpaid, and moving into an instructional design role where you can earn much better salary to provide for yourself and your family, and also have that great work-life balance, so that at the end of the day you can clock off. You don't have to be thinking about work or solving problems or being on your computer after 5 p.m. or over the weekend. So that's the most, we're really recommitting to that, seeing if we can make our messaging really focused on helping these people who we can have the biggest impact on their lives. For the bootcamp. So again, the bootcamp is like the earliest product we've offered. It's the one that includes like unlimited one-on-one support and feedback to build the in-demand ID skills and create a strong portfolio. Hundreds of people in there now. It's been growing every year, and it's just in a really interesting spot because it used to be me, Devlin Peck, single-handedly reviewing everyone's deliverables, and honestly after each launch it would just be like non-stop work for me for a few months, and then it would lead into another launch. So that probably didn't help with the whole burnout thing. So it's amazing seeing how we've I started working with some bootcamp pros to train them up to give the feedback I would give, and now those bootcamp pros are giving feedback to bootcamp pros to train them up on our process and our rubrics and everything. And so now we're seeing people graduate from the bootcamp who are landing some of the best roles that people have ever landed from the bootcamp, like Brandy, for example. I didn't personally review Brandy's deliverables, but our really competent and capable team is working with the entire cohorts of new boot campers. And again, they're landing some of the best roles on the market, remote roles, 6-figure roles. And I am much more behind the scenes, and I'm working more with my team as opposed to boot campers directly. So again, it was really scary at first. It's like, is this going to work? Like in theory it should work, but it was kind of scary. But it is really cool, like seeing it proven time and time again with these recent cohorts where, again, I'm leading my bi-weekly workshops and I'm interacting with a handful of boot campers, but there are boot campers who I haven't interacted with directly who are, again, becoming very, very successful and have some of the best portfolios that have even come out of this program, and I'm not giving the feedback directly. So really cool to see that, really encouraging. And then, I know, I mean, some of you might have shared the same concerns who are in the bootcamp or thinking about it, like, is the feedback going to be, what's the feedback going to be like if it's not coming directly from Devlin? But my team has really got it down. I just want to show you again, I did a portfolio review on Brandy's site, but this is such a strong portfolio. And again, this is my team helped Brandy put this together. And of course, Brandy has some really strong skills that she brought to the table, but really strong site. You could check out that portfolio review video if you like. And again, this helped Brandy not just land like a great opportunity, like objectively on like work-life balance and like pay and all of that good stuff, but it's also really meaningful. And like, I know a lot of people, especially coming from education, care about that and want to land a role where they're actually going to make an impact. So it's really cool seeing people from the bootcamp landing those kind of roles, like at children's hospitals or nonprofits, or roles where they can really make an impact beyond, some e-learning courses that might be more stale or not as impactful. So love to see that. And also exciting news, for the bootcamp, like we've put together a very like formalized process in place to collect data. So to collect data from people who are graduating the bootcamp, who are landing these roles, just so we can have the hard numbers instead of it being more anecdotal, like, oh, this person graduated and this is their salary. We collected that data en masse. We surveyed all of our boot campers, and the average salary for people who are graduating from the boot camp is $95,000 in the United States. So that's like a solid $15,000 higher than the industry average in the United States. And most of these people in the boot camp are transitioning directly from education with no formal technical instructional design experience. So that has been really rewarding to see. We're going to be revamping the bootcamp landing page and sharing more of that data, but it's nice to have like the hard numbers to back up such a big investment and to show like this really works. Like we have the numbers to back it up, and these people are indeed landing some of the most sought after roles in the industry. So that's been exciting. Again, just formalizing more processes and whatnot for the bootcamp, but collecting that data has been really encouraging to see that, yeah, this program is really helping people, and this investment is paying for itself relatively quickly. The ID Project Lab. So this has been our most ambitious course yet. It's kind of like our Storyline Project Lab for those of you who are like in that course or know that course, but it is helping you with all of like the ID side of things. So it's helping you with analysis and project management and business acumen, and most importantly, applying instructional design theory and science on real world projects and building storyboards. Like it is honestly like an entire master's program kind of condensed down into one course. And not just that, but we're making it like kind of scenario based, where you kind of arrive as an instructional designer on the job and you have to go through this project from the very beginning when we get the project request all the way through to the end through evaluation. So it's really ambitious. I honestly thought we were going to be able to get the entire course done this year, but as we started these initial planning meetings, the course just got bigger and bigger and bigger. So we're not making progress on it as quickly as we would have liked, but I am more excited every day about like actually getting it finished and people getting in that course and seeing, I think it's going to help people transition into the field very well, but also become much more effective on the job at actually impacting business metrics. So that's of course exciting if you've been in the field for a while and you see how not impactful some projects can be. So we want to make sure people are really prepared for that. And I'm building that out with Nicole, and her great subject matter expertise is really helping guide that course. So excited about that. Again, it is ambitious. And then in addition to that, we're also building out our LinkedIn course to help people get more leads, whether it's from potential clients or hiring managers. That is one of the best ways to get leads in the industry. It's how I built my entire freelance business up years ago. So we're building a course to kind of have all of our best LinkedIn recommendations in one place. So if you're interested in the courses and if you do want to get access to all of our like best content that isn't on YouTube, we are doing a really big, I don't want to give away too much, but we're doing something really big for Black Friday. So keep an eye on your inbox next Friday. It is going to be the biggest event we'll say we've ever had, the best offer we've ever had on getting access to all of this content. So if you're not on the mailing list, feel free to subscribe. It's going to be a really short-lived thing, but it is going to be our best offer to date. So thank you for making it to the end of this video. I know I might have rambled quite a bit, but I really just wanted to give you an update and not just disappear on you all and you wonder like, who are these other people on the channel? Like where even is Devlin? Like I'm still here. I still plan on doing some videos, but again, I really want to challenge myself to rely on my team more, empower my team more, and have an impact from behind the scenes a bit instead of it having to be, oh, I'll Devlin, see my face everywhere. So it's probably going to be a longer process. I mean, we've kind of already proven to ourselves, like the team is very capable. And if I did disappear, we're still going to be helping people become instructional designers. We're still going to be creating new content. We're still going to be making an impact on people's lives. So again, I couldn't be more appreciative for all of you who have supported the content and the channel and the courses and everything you've done for the past 3.5 years for some of you who have been following my journey from the beginning. And then again, none of this would be possible without my team. Super, super grateful for that. Super grateful to have some support and not be in that lonely place where I was feeling guilty every second I wasn't working. So thank you again. If any of this resonated with you, feel free to drop a comment. Happy happy to chat with you all about anything I mentioned in this video. So thank you again, and I will see you in the next one.